What's up, everybody, and welcome to Post Hype. Now, we're gonna be getting Red Hulk in the MCU, guys. Oh my god, it is practically confirmed. If you know and if you don't know, Harrison Ford basically came out and said, without saying it verbatim, that he is going to be giving his own interpretation of Thunderbolt Ross as the Red Hulk. Now, obviously, he's going to be replacing the late, great Willem Hurt, who did such a fantastic job all the way from the original Hulk movie in 2008 to Infinity War and Endgame. So it's so sad to see him go, and he's going to be pretty irreplaceable. However, if you had to replace him with somebody, I mean, why not make it Han Solo and Indiana Jones? It probably couldn't get much better than that. But I do want to talk about a little bit later on in this video how he may not be replacing him at all. If you're familiar with the original Red Hulk appearance from the 2008 comics, you might know exactly what I'm talking about, but we're going to discuss that at another time. First, we're going to jump into this article right here by Screen Geek. It's called Red Hulk Tease for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, something that I think is funny is it's not only Harrison Ford that has teased this, but Marvel themselves have been laying little Easter eggs all across the MCU, just like how they're coming out with the Thunderbolts movie, how we've got an Abomination and She-Hulk, and in a reappearance in Shang-Chi, and all these little moments right here that you may not have thought were anything special have been telling us all along that we are going to be getting the Red Hulk. So let's go a little bit further into the article right here. It does go on to say, Harrison Ford will replace the late Willem Hurt as General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As a result of this, Harrison Ford now appears to have teased an appearance as Red Hulk in the MCU as well. Now, I am just so excited to see this. It's so crazy. I mean, I wonder if we're going to be getting a standalone Hulk movie now where him and Red Hulk, Harrison Ford, that boy Thaddeus Ross, are gonna go face to face. But due to some restrictions and rights issues, we may not get that movie at all because of Universal and their ability to not pass or have a final say on what the MCU can show as far as a Hulk movie is concerned. Now, if we actually jump over to this article real quick from Screen Rant, it gives us a little background information onto why Universal has the first right to refuse anything that happens with the Hulk in its standalone movie. So it says, a film starring Hulk was first floated in 1990, with Universal having bought the movie rights. So back in 1990, 30 years ago, this is where it all began. This is where the Hulk controversy came from, and this is why Disney and the MCU cannot take full advantage of one of their main titular characters. It's such a shame, actually. It then goes on to say, this took a very meandering route to Ang Lee's Hulk in 2003, a film whose mixed reaction led to a muted sequel development period that ultimately saw the rights revert to Marvel in 2006. So, I mean, I'm asking, you're probably asking, if Marvel had the rights reverted back to them, then why can't they just make their own movie? Well, it gets a little tricky, and I don't know exactly what this contract has or what they signed or what's going on, but for some reason, Universal is still able to give first refusal on any distribution of a Hulk movie. It's absolutely insane. I mean, all the way from 2006 to 2022, they have stopped us from getting any other Hulk movie than the first one in 2008, and it is such a shame, man. I mean, if we could get Red Hulk versus Mark Ruffalo's Hulk in the MCU face to face, like I said, that would just be absolutely insane and something that I think all fans and creatives would enjoy almost equally. So you guys let me know down in the comments below. Do you think that Universal needs to really let off the gas and just let the MCU do what they need to do as far as Hulk is concerned? Because I really think it's putting a damper on everything. But it seems like even with this Harrison Ford announcement, maybe they have some tricks up their sleeves and some plans for the future. So if we head back to the article by Screen Geek, it does go on to say, currently, Harrison Ford is confirmed to appear in Thunderbolt Ross in the upcoming film Captain America: New World Order and the Thunderbolts. He discussed his decision to tackle this role while speaking with the playlist. Here's what he had to say. Hey, look, I've done a lot of things. I now want to do some of the things I haven't done. Naturally, one thing that Ford hasn't done, which comes to mind, is motion capture. When asked if he'd be wearing a motion capture suit, he said to have the following response: ever the professional. Ford simply smiled and replied with a zipped lips sign. So, I mean, come on. It doesn't get more point blank, more blatant than that. This man is going to be making an appearance as the Red Hulk. I mean, why else would they recast Willem Hurt's character with Harrison Ford? I mean, it's the only decision that makes sense. However, I think it really makes sense if we go into a little bit more greater detail if we talk about Red Hulk's very first appearance. So for those of you who don't know, he actually made his first wave in the comics on January 4th, 2008 in the first issue of Hulk Volume 2. Now, it goes on to say here in the synopsis for Who is the Hulk? In Russia, Leonard Samson is studying footprints in the ground made by men the size of the Hulk and Abomination. She-Hulk acts out with Samson how the Hulk-like creature eventually bested the Abomination, leveling the nearby village in the process. Afterward, the Hulk shot and killed the Abomination with a giant gun. Iron Man, Maria Hill, and General Ross from S.H.I.E.L.D. are also there examining the Abomination's corpse. Now, look at all the information we just got in here and tell me the MCU is not 100% putting everything in order and lining up for this Red Hulk storyline. We have She-Hulk in this story, we have Hulk in this story, we have Abomination in this story, and who have we been getting most recently in Phase 4 of the MCU? Well, we got a She-Hulk TV show. Like I said, we had Abomination in Shang-Chi and She-Hulk. We had literally Mark Ruffalo's Hulk in She-Hulk as well. So, I mean, they're literally setting up every single character from this original comic storyline in the MCU as we speak. And I think it's just going to say that we are definitely getting, as well as from this information that Harrison Ford just leaked or didn't leak, that we are getting the Red Hulk, and it's going to be a very similar storyline to the one that we get here in Who is the Hulk. Now, a little bit like I said earlier, I want to go into more depth about why he may not be replacing Willem Hurt's character exactly, because in this storyline, in a later issue, actually issue number 23, it's revealed that the man who appears to be General Ross is actually a life model decoy. This isn't even the real General Ross, which would go into making the continuity between these films make even more sense. I mean, it's not just going to be a recast, it'll literally be a decoy of the original character, and if they do that, that is just absolutely brilliant. It's crazy how far ahead they think about these things, because they have really been setting this up for such a long time at this point, and Kevin Feige and the team behind it, Marvel, really deserve a round of applause, because this is going to be epic if this is how they play it out. And I think from a fan perspective, it's cool to see that they're not just going to be doing a simple recast of the character, because I mean, that can be a little bit of a letdown right there. So I'm glad that they're going to maybe be going a more creative route with it. However, I want to leave it open to you guys and hear what you have to say. Do you think I'm reaching a little bit too far and maybe they'll just be going in an entirely different direction? Or do you agree with me and think that they're going to be following the footsteps of Red Hulk's very first comic appearance? I think if they did, it would be super awesome from a fan perspective and something that actually would make sense with the continuity of the MCU. With General Ross being a decoy when he comes back as Harrison Ford, it would all just make that much more sense, and I really think that would be the perfect way to go about it. But you guys let us know what you think down in the comments below. That's where I'm going to wrap this one up here, guys. I am so excited to not only see Harrison Ford in the MCU, but to maybe see our first rendition of Red Hulk. But until we get some more information, that's where I'm going to leave this one. If you guys liked the video, make sure to smash that like button. It really helps us out here. And if you didn't, make sure to let us know where we can improve. We're always open to your feedback and suggestions. I'm your host, MJ with Post Hype. As always, I wish you guys a great rest of your day, and I'll see you around next time. Peace out, guys.